Welcome back to another little adventure. This weekend I'm in the Slieve Bloom Mountains, which is the exact centre of Ireland. Fairly modest mountain range, kind of 500 metres at the highest, but sitting in the middle of the Midlands of Ireland, which is completely flat. These are quite a prominent range. I'd never been here before, never been to this area at all before, so really interested to take a look. Got to the trailhead about 5:45, so I had about an hour and a half of daylight to walk up from Glenbarrow car park up past the River Barrow, which you'll have seen already, in a beautiful little glen through the pine trees, and you can see that's a very popular walking trail, judging by the amount of use it had. Yeah, my target was this spot. So within the Slieve Blooms there are two wild camp locations that are kind of approved by Quilter, who are the company that look after the forestry in Ireland. So these two spots are available for wild camping. Obviously there's no facilities or anything here, it's just a flat piece of grass that you can camp here without any issue. And really this place couldn't have been better. Obviously discovering it in the middle of the night in the dark last night meant that I couldn't see a huge amount of it, but I could see a flat piece of grass with the river right next to it, and it just looked ideal. So yeah, it's been a great night. I've had that sound all night, the sound of so this is the River Barrow. It's only a kilometre or so from its source, and this becomes one of the biggest rivers in Ireland. But at this stage I can jump across it, but there is a lot of water in there, and you can hear that flow kind of non-stop. So plan for today is to walk only 16 kilometres to the next, the other wild camp location in the Slieve Blooms. So on that walk I'm not going to be on the Slieve Bloom Way, but I've kind of made up a route that will take me to that, camp there overnight, and then a longer walk tomorrow, so about 22 kilometres back from that campsite back to the Glenbarrow car park, and that will all be on the Slieve Bloom Way, so a waymark trail. So yeah, really looking forward to it, and yeah, I'll take you along. So a quick check on the map. I think this is the first bridge over the River Barrow. I'll throw in a picture of what the last bridge over the River Barrow looks like, but yeah, pretty different to this. Just checking in again. 7 kilometres done, 10 or so to go today. I've just come over the top of the ridge, a place called the Cut, which has got a little quiet kind of country lane that goes up over the top. And the views from the top, and particularly as I've come down this side, which is the kind of southern side of the pass, just spectacular. Steep sided valley full of spruce trees. And just gorgeous, just really pretty. And the sun's out, and it's 20 odd degrees, and it's the middle of October in Ireland, so You really can't complain about that. So yeah, having a great day. Probably should have warned you before I did that, but yeah, shorts are on. It's 20 degrees, it's 7th of October in the middle of Ireland. It's been miserable all week and it's still cloudy and kind of humid, but 20 degrees. Yeah, the next section is 4 kilometres uphill, an average of 7%, so the trekking pants would definitely getting a bit sweaty for that, so I think shorts is the way to go. I'm going to stop for lunch pretty soon, I think. I've got another pack of bacon to eat, believe it or not, after the pancetta last night. It came as a twin pack, so lunch is a bacon sandwich, pancetta sandwich. I love it when this happens when you're walking. So if you look back over there, over the first valley, over the second valley, the little dip in the ridge line over there, that's the cut where I spoke to you earlier on. And I've come down the hillside there, down into the valley, back up the other side. And yeah, it looks miles away. And I really enjoy when you're walking that you can cover that sort of ground. And it looks impossibly far away, but yeah, I've done that in the last couple of hours. I'm sweating like a sweaty thing, but yeah, covering the miles and yeah, not too far away from camp now. So I'm in the no man's land between the two counties that, that this walk moves between. Any of my non-Irish based folks want to have a go at how we say this? Yep, that's County Laois. And just up the road there is County Offaly. Yeah, and right now I don't know if there's kind of duty free in this section of road, or maybe hostages are exchanged in this section, but yeah, this is no man's land. One other quick thing to mention is that the Slieve Blooms are Ireland's largest nature reserve. So hopefully this fantastic forestry that we're in at the minute will remain untouched and unharvested and remain a fantastic natural environment that it is at the moment. is just so beautiful. There's rivers and streams running through these tall, mature trees, and it's just wonderful. Saw a few deer earlier on, but there's evidence of them everywhere. So I'm sure they're all around me. So that's me set up for the night. I actually moved to a different spot from the one that I showed you earlier. That was dipped right down in the bottom of a valley, tall trees at either side, so was catching both the midges and it was already, the sun had already set there. So I've moved out onto a bit of open ground that's just a few meters away really. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow morning we'll get a bit more of the sunrise and dry some kit off before I set off again. So yeah, decent day today, lots of up and down, which was a good test of the legs and the fitness. Felt pretty good. There's more of the same tomorrow, quite a bit more of the same tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try and lay really still and see if I can get enough 3G, 4G, whatever, to get the rugby commentary on. I'll listen to that tonight. If not, I've got a couple of videos downloaded. So yeah, I'll be retiring pretty shortly, I think.
Morning.
So it's 10 to 8 in the morning and been in the tent for 11 and a half hours. So a couple of YouTube videos. Tried to get a little bit of the radio, but no decent service. So yeah, went to sleep pretty early. Was awake for an hour or more in the middle of the night. Then went back off to sleep. So I've taken the inner off the outer off the tent just to get off any moisture in there. There's very little. I'm really surprised. So that's the MSR, just the inner. Rucksack's propped up there. I always try and do that just to keep it off the ground, keep it a little bit dry. So time for some breakfast and yeah, get on the trail. About 7+ hours of walking today, so we'll want to get cracking, so I'm not home too late tonight. The breakfast of champions again this morning. Coffee and porridge. Porridge with jam, with raisins, with sugar, just anything to make it a little bit more interesting. remember talking to an old time long distance hiker once, a fellow old timer, who told me that the way he started every day on the trail would be to start the first 3 or 4 kilometres at an absolute snail's pace, you know, embarrassingly slowly is walking, and he'd do that for 3/4 of an hour to an hour, and then stop and have a break. And he didn't need a break, but it was his way of kind of warming the body back up and getting started again. That sounds fair enough to me. I'm not sure I really need it, but here I am after, I don't know, 2 kilometres. And the first rule of backpacking is that if you see a picnic bench, actually it's not the first rule of backpacking, it's the 15th rule of backpacking. If you see a picnic bench, you need to stop and take the weight off your feet. So yeah, I'm 2 kilometres in and I'm stopped and I'm taking a load off, and who am I to argue with the rules? Kind of a little garden of remembrance up here, or I don't know, maybe ashes have been scattered or whatever. But yeah, you can understand why looking at the view across there. I guess this is a special place for lots of people. I just cannot believe how beautiful this spot is. The funny thing is, I've got the route loaded onto my watch, and the map I was using took me up along the ridge there through the trees, and so straight past this. Now the sign that I passed earlier on actually brings you along this path right alongside this. So it's only by chance that I was looking for some water and came down and happened to find this spot. So just a lovely spot, and memories of this place will keep me going through the rest of the week, I think.
Who is this guy that's following me? October the 8th in Ireland. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt and I have a shadow. It's one for the record books.
At the risk of going on about it a bit, I've just got to the top of the second climb of the day, and I've looked for a place in the shade to stop because it's so hot and I am melted. But good fresh cool river water is going to cool me down. So about 10k to go. Drop down one more time, one last climb, and then I'm up onto the ridge. Sure, it won't look too much on the GoPro, but that's where we're heading. 472 meters, I think, the top of that. And I'm a long way lower than that, having spent the last 3/4 of an hour walking downhill. So the sharp-eyed among you might have noticed the little orange gadget strapped to my bootlaces. That is a device called a tickless active, and as the name suggests, it's an anti-tick device using ultrasonics. So yeah, you charge it up with a USB, hit the on button, and it will run for 8 hours at a time, and then switch itself off. Just press the button again and it runs for the next 8 hours. Yeah, I can safely say I've never had a tick while I've been using that gadget, because I hate the little bastards. I really do have a fear of them. So anything that helps, and I'm not sure how helpful it is, but as I say, so far so good with it. Particularly useful on ground like this where you're kind of brushing past things. There's a lot of deer around, so yeah, definitely worth a go. Okay, smiley face. The climbing's done. It was quite a drag up to the ridge. This is the ridge of Cappard in the Slieve Bloom Mountains. The stone thing back there was the Stone Man, I think that's called. I need to have a Google see what that's all about, because it looks like there's kind of earthworkings around it, kind of ancient stuff, so I guess there's some history to it. Stretch a boardwalk along the top of the ridge now, and then start the descent, and 5 kilometers back to the car will bring me to 25 for the day, and just about 50 for the weekend. So yeah, decent with this weight on my back.
But yeah, it's been fantastic. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for I guess this has been quite a long one, because there's just so many beautiful things to show you. The Slieve Blooms have been magnificent, a real surprise. Didn't really know what to expect, but it's just forest after forest, stream, river, just beautiful view, just one after another. It just never gets dull. And yeah, as I say, I'll walk the bottom half of the loop today, so definitely a trip back and try and do the whole loop sometime, the full 70-kilometre loop. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, you've won a free subscription to the channel. Again, just scroll down, hit the subscribe button, and if you got County Laois incorrect, don't worry about it, you can also subscribe. No hard feelings. Okay, the walk down to the car now, and I'll see you next time.